Good morning, year one, and welcome to the second day of our week on patterns. So today you're going to need cubes, counters, tens and ones, and a sheet of paper folded in two and a sheet of paper folded in four to help you double, halves and quarter in our starter. And then you're going to need the 100 square for investigation and a whiteboard or a piece of paper to write the answers down to the starter and the main part of the lesson. So go and get everything ready, and when you're ready to start, we'll get going. Okay, so today's maths are doubling, halving and quartering. So when you're ready, start the video again and I'll go through the answers. Okay, so double 15 is a double 10 bar and double 5 ones, which would be 2 10 bars and 10 ones, which would make 30. Double 13 would make 26. Double 10, that's doubling 1 10 bar, so you end up with 2 10 bars, so that's 20. And now half of 16, if we were to use our dividing out, count them out, you have 8 in each section. And a quarter of 16 is half again, so that's 4. Double 25, double 2 10s and 5 1 bars, so that's going to become 4 10 bars and 10 ones, which becomes 50. Double 23 is going to become 46. Double 24, 48. Half of 60, I'd use 10 bars, put 3 in each side, so you end up with 30. And a quarter of 40, again using 10 bars, that would be 10. Double 35, that's 70. Double 28, that is 56. Double 27, 54. Half of 26, put a 10 bar in each side and 3 ones in each side, so that's 13. And a quarter of 80 using counting out in 10 bars gives you 20. Again, it doesn't matter that they've turned around. Double 26. Well, double 20 is 40, double 6 is 12, so it's 52. 10 equals double something, so count them out between the two, and that gives you 5 in each box. Double 26 is double 13, 22 is double 11, and 7 is half of, put 7 in each side, count them and you get 14. So that's the end of that. And now we're going to have a look at our main learning today, and I think you're going to enjoy this. Now you're going to need 100 square, and ideally you need some kind of counter, either that's transparent like the posh ones I've got, or something small enough that you can put it on your 100 square and still see the number. So what we're looking for today is we're going to be looking at numbers that are multiples of 5, which are going to go in this section here, and numbers that aren't multiples of 5, which are going to go in the pink section. But how do we know which are which? Well, what we need to do is we need to count on and find any number that is every 5 jumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our first number is 5. That's a multiple of 5. That means it's in the 5 times table, because that's what that means. It means it can be divided by 5, so it can be shared equally by 5. So we're now going to jump on another 5, and it also means it's a repeated addition of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're adding 5. Adding another 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the next number is 10. Now we're starting at 10, and we're counting on, and we're adding another 5, so 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And counting on again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we know that 4 sets of 5 is 20. So you might at this point be able to spot a pattern, so I'm going to pause the video and I want you to tell your grown-up what you think the next 3 numbers are going to be in that pattern. And when you're ready, start the video again and I'll show you what those are, and then I'll show you what we write and where. Okay, so you've probably got those numbers. Now the question is, how do we fill this in? So I'm going to show you very quickly a little bit of an example, and then I want you to have a go at filling it in based on that. And if you want to use more numbers and continue the pattern, that would be absolutely brilliant. Okay, and grown-ups, I'm sure you can mark this yourselves. So Numbers that are multiple of 5s are the numbers that we've put a counter on. So we would put in here 5, and we could keep going with all the numbers that go in the pattern. So 5, 10, etc., etc. If you can separate them with a comma, that would be brilliant. Now, numbers that aren't multiple 5s are all the other numbers that are left. So we could have 1, 2, 3. But we also could have 34, because we know that's not a multiple as well. Do you see? So it's up to you how many numbers you put in, how big the numbers are. It really will depend on how big you make your boxes and how big you write your numbers. I'd say typically grown-ups have at least 10 different numbers, and if they're in a sequence, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's that task. I'm now going to show you the second task, which I'm not going to model so much. I'm just going to start you because I think you'll be able to apply that. So, second task. This time we're doing multiples of 4. So that means numbers that fit, that we are repeated addition for 4. So our first 4 equals, funnily enough, 4. Now what's 4 plus 4? Let's count on another 4 and find out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the next number, which is a repeated addition. 4 plus 4 equals 8. And that means it's a multiple of 4, or it's in a 4 times table, which you're going to learn about in year 2. So have a go at working out by counting on in 4s what the numbers that are multiples of 4s are, and also choose some numbers that aren't multiples of 4. Okay, and when you're ready, move on to the next slide and grown-ups check the work. Okay. Now this last thing is a bit of a challenge, but we're introducing this now because you're brilliant. So, if you can remember, we've got some multiples of 5. I'm going to quickly put out 4 multiples of 5. So I can show you what goes where, and then you can carry on with investigations. And if you've kept your grids, or you look at your previous 2 numbers, you'll be able to use them. But probably doing like I'm doing with 2 different colours, it's the best way to spot which are in which boxes. So multiples of 5 we did in yellow, and they were 5, 10, 15, and 20. Then we also did multiples of 4. Now I'm sure you got these. They were 4, add another 4 is 8, add another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 12, add another 4, so I'll just put that back where it was, it's 16, and add another 4 is 20. Now, so which number has got both? It's 20. So what we're saying is something that is a multiple of 4 and a multiple of 5 fits in here. So which number goes there? So you're grown up. Something that is basically got both the counters. That's right, 20 would go there. Right, now something that is a multiple of 4 but not multiples of 5. So what colour is that going to be? So you're grown up. Brilliant, that's right, it's any of the green ones. So we could put 4, we could put 8, etc., etc. Now, down here is a not multiple of 4, but a multiple of 5. So what colour are numbers that fit into that? Brilliant, that's the yellows. So that would be 5, 10, etc., etc. Would 20 go there? No, you're right, it wouldn't, because that's a multiple of 4 and a multiple of 5, and we've already put it there. Because one of the tricks with this type of sorting diagram, and it's called a Carroll diagram, is no number can go in 2 boxes. So the last question is something that's not a multiple of 4 and not a multiple of 5 goes here. So it's basically anything else. So which numbers are those? That's right. It's all the numbers that don't have a counter on, or a bead, or a cube, or however you're doing it at home on. So I'm just going to start right at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. So grown-ups, it's up to you whether you continue the pattern a bit more, or whether you would populate this just based on what's there. But either way, this is a really high level skill that your children are going to do brilliantly with. So that's the end of today's maths lesson. Well done.